So they should definitely be able to hear us now. Yep. See, there it is. So anyway, we appreciate you for being with us. We definitely have to take it all the way back from the top. Yeah, damn. And I'm gonna have to clip the shit out of this. Appreciate that, V.
Okay.
All right, you can turn that down now, right? But I don't want to hear myself. So, you know what though? We got all the kinks out though. So now we're finna hit it, boom, 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 and we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Right.
We're gonna go to the beginning for y'all, so y'all can know what we were.
So we're gonna run it back
real quick.
So,
first thing first, this old dating list that they put out that you ain't.
So,
spin the block.
Spin the block. All right. So, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Appreciate y'all for staying patient. But we are here. It's been a long day, as you know, I said earlier. We've been through quite a bit right now. We just buried my grandfather today, so it was almost a struggle to kind of do this, but it was very rich and fulfilling in being able to be there today, be around family, be around loved ones, and I appreciate everybody to keep me in your prayers. Keep the family in your prayers, and if you want to go ahead and send your boy some stars, go on, send me some stars. You know what I'm saying? That it's free to give a star, man. It don't cost you nothing, and it helped the podcast. But it's your boy C-Mac, A-Leaf Made, and Mo City Raised. Tony in the building, but she's not a cougar. She's Tony the Tiger. And, you know, we got my boy Ray Bud, you know, because niggas gonna nig. So, yeah, we right back to it. And we really got to jump back into it from the beginning. The first thing that we're going to say is that a lot of people were, my comments really reached a lot of people earlier this week. And what happened was I just was looking at some of the stuff that's being posted. And the whole list about this ain't appropriate to go to Applebee's and all this for a first date. And I was just like, you can't turn around and give me used vagina if you want a new experience at a restaurant no one else can go. So if you want to go somewhere everyone else can't go, I want to get some vagina that everyone else ain't had. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We just gonna keep it like that. Keep it light and keep it tight. So
they want the experience of the place more than they want the experience of actually meeting the new person.
Exactly. They want to sit up. Take their pictures over here for
you can't take yourself for me.
Go Steak 48 for the gram, flick it up. Yeah, they really don't even. It's almost like they set a standard on what the price of the experience of being with them is.
And that's a prostitute.
Oh,
come on now. Come on now. Fantasies. Since I'm buying fantasies, I might well go to the strip club with them.
That's a prostitute.
Hello. That's all I'm saying.
Makes sense to me.
So, prostitution is very real. And Ray Bud is saying if you spend $500 on the first date,
that's 45 trips to Bissonnette.
25 trips to Bissonnette. That's all I'm talking about. So figure out the math is mapping on that one.
They can go look at it just like that. Is she really worth 25 trips? Like, come on now. Because if a nigga just trying to smash, he ain't gonna try to spend no 500. But the thing about that is, it shouldn't even the money shouldn't even matter if you're just trying to get to know somebody. What does that have to do with you trying to getting to know somebody?
They are setting a tone that they are not ready for.
True.
So, in the end, turn around, be mad.
Think about that.
When the man get what he need and dispose of the woman. And I'm trying to say that in a nice way, because you done set the tone that that's all you worried about. So now he's setting his tone that what he get from you is all he worried about. He gonna dispose of you.
But see, here's the other thing that we were talking about. It's a date is an opportunity for a man to display that he's worthy enough to be able to get the prize, right? Okay, cool. I'm taking you out on these dates, whatever. I love the point you made earlier about your friend Rod, who was saying about the breakfast dates. Right. I've never
on his feet.
Even when I was dating.
Waffle House ain't gonna cost you that much.
No. Now we did used to hit the Waffle House. So that wasn't.
That ain't gonna hit your pockets like. And the food gonna be straight. You go to the right one.
But we wasn't talking about going to the Waffle House. You know, like let's go to that was a late night thing, and that's what I'm saying.
Taking my breakfast after the club. But they done already got licked up. I'm finna go and fill you up with a little food. I'm fill you up with that nigga trying to do. But like a real date, you trying to go on a breakfast date, that's cool. But you know, us all being adults and probably having jobs, a breakfast date is gonna be a little less common.
Very much so. It's because you typically a Saturday, Sunday morning, you'd have to get up and do a breakfast date. And most people ain't getting out the bed, you know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And you gotta find somebody to watch the kids at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Or you finna have to take her and the kids with you.
Hello.
But if you just go in the dentist, get them motherfuckers a little $6 grand slam.
Wow.
Hit that right on the head, right,
Put them in another booth.
That's all I'm saying.
But I think my problem with the whole situation is like, why people not dating to actually try to get to know the person? It seems like people are dating now to see what they can get.
Yeah.
Like how much money I can get this nigga to spend.
Yeah.
And just because a nigga, and even if a nigga don't mind spending that type of money, that don't mean that nigga care about you no more than a nigga if a nigga spend $500, that don't mean he care more than a nigga that was only willing to spend $100.
There you go. Because I know if I spend $100, I was sure looking like, so you had a good time? What you about to do? But that's why I would agree that brunch wouldn't be a good setting because brunch can get costly. And not only that, them bottomless mimosas. I'm expecting a little something after this. I'm like,
if I'm actually dating, like when I was dating somebody, I wasn't expecting nothing.
I don't expect anything.
When I was just if I was really dating somebody to get to know them, I'm not worried about that. I'm really trying to get to know this person. I don't even know if I like you enough to try to go spend $400-500 on no date.
That's true.
So like, let me get to know you. I need to see if you actually worth that to me.
Correct.
Because when you meet somebody, the first thing that's getting your attention is their looks. Just because you're cute don't mean I'm supposed to spend $500 or $1,000 on the fucking first date.
Oh, it's a lot of women think that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Which is why the men turned around and came with that list, right?
Baby.
They came with that list about who not to date, since that was going to be the case, right? So it was okay. These are the type of women men should not take on a date. Single mothers, women with a lot of tattoos, women who dress provocatively, sex workers, which the OnlyFans girls, porn stars, strippers, Instagram models, bottle girls, because there's plenty of them. Women with large, I thought they was going to say women with large breasts, but I mean, but they said women with large social media followings, women with purple hair, women with promiscuous friends, women who travel alone regularly, which we talked about. Women travel alone. A lot of women travel, and it's like 180% of women will be like, bye, fuck nigga, bye, and be gone. Women that drink a lot, women without fathers, women who party every weekend, women previously married, plus size women who are unhealthy. Not, hey.
They towing the line on them.
A BBW. Right.
Yeah, but he's
suck you dry and eat some lunch with you.
Healthy. That's what.
Right. You shouldn't be BBW.
Okay.
You go finish that sandwich.
They got a man.
Got on that scale.
That's all the man. I love them.
Somebody gonna love him. It's somebody out there for everybody. What they say.
Women on dating apps and then divorcees. So yeah, it's out there.
To me, divorcees be out there the hardest.
Yeah, but they said that, and this is a fact, women who typically are divorced are not successfully getting remarried, right? A man has more of a higher success rate to turn around and get married again afterwards. But a lot of men don't want to get married. They be like, oh, fuck that. I ain't going back through that.
I heard we went to a birthday dinner for my wife's cousin was that Saturday. And one of his friends was saying, somebody had mentioned, hey, how's your wife doing? He was like, oh, no, that's over. I'll never do that again. That nigga said marriage is stupid. I don't know why anybody would do that. I was like, damn, she hurt him.
That's all I'm saying, bro. So again, she hurt him. At least she didn't physically hurt him.
The way he was acting, I think she may have. It's like, but he was so, no, I'll never do that again. That was stupid. Like,
And a lot of women, Tony was talking about, we was talking to Tony earlier. I was talking to Tony earlier, and she was like, a lot of women don't know what a Boaz is. They thought it was a good thing.
Can't be looking for Boaz acting like a hoe ass.
Well, no, Boaz was a hoe ass, okay?
Actually was. Just quoting stuff on what the story is.
All they know was a man and a woman.
Just be quoting stuff.
For real. So
Boaz was a little bitty nigga.
Huh?
Boaz was a little bitty nigga.
It said that for real? It said he was tiny? Like the little alien dude that's up? The little alien dude doing porn.
Oh, no, see, take
I don't even know. I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, it's a little Indian dude that do porn, right? And he's like he's super tiny, and he be around and talking about.
Oh, that what that pH is right there? That yellow box in the top of
porn. No, that actually says rich broke.
That's how the pH.
She tried to come for me. She tried.
When I look at you, I'm like,
If I click that motherfucker right now, I just
he rich broke now, but
rich broke. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. That's what it did. Okay.
got the spank bank in there ready to go.
Hey, you already know. If I pull it up, y'all will be like. So, hey man,
damn.
I just like a little bit of love.
Let me just get a little something.
But you know what? I can't never finish. I always come up short.
Why am I the only woman here? Wow.
Oh, I can't.
All right,
Back to the minute. Yeah. So again, a lot of people don't really understand how serious though domestic violence awareness started in October 1989, and it's something that's very prevalent in every community. But as we were discussing earlier, is that it's not as prevalent. I really feel like some of these statistics are slightly skewed because a lot of people don't report the abuse.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the abuse, because it says 1 in every 3 women are going to experience domestic abuse. 1 in every 4 men are going to experience domestic abuse. We know the numbers were higher during COVID because everybody was at home.
Boys were tripping.
Exactly.
A lot of boys were going to jail.
Because you didn't have that out. You wasn't able to.
Whatever.
I can't go nowhere.
Be like, damn, I can't stay for it. But you had to sit in the house all day, every day. It was like, nah, nigga, I need to move around. Like, you didn't realize you being away for a little bit made you miss her. When you got home, it was like, oh, baby, I've been out in the streets. Hey, how you doing? Like,
I'm going to tell you.
Sitting up here in somebody's face for 4 months straight, you like, all right.
No, but the other thing is, though, it really taught people a lot about their relationships, how they've grown and changed within the relationship, and what they were still holding on to wasn't even what the person that they currently were. The same person they fell in love with ain't the person that they were at that point in time. But we talking about drastically. Like Jalen Rose broke up with his old lady during COVID, and yeah. And I'm pretty sure Will and Jada been over before that, but August her kicked out during COVID. Yeah. Shout out to August Alsina. I was listening to August Alsina on the way here, and it was the song Entanglements with Rick Ross. Shout out to that boy Rose. That nigga is amazing with the wordplay. He said I was jaded by the will of I was like, oh, this gross. He dropping bombs.
You started talking about Jalen. He on some old others.
I told you I don't trust women with short hair. Shout out to Tony though.
Baby, what?
Women with short hair are the devil. That's all I'm saying. Somebody didn't see my shit. Because I said that.
Yeah.
Women with short hair are the devil. I blame Jada. I don't trust him because she ain't got no alopecia.
Somebody put her face on the Hit 'em Up video.
Yeah.
Had a Tupac, like,
Oh, no, somebody put her face on the last picture of Tupac in the car with Suge. Head right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Jada Shakur. Knock it off.
Shakur.
Then he proposed something like
Jada Shakur out
taking it too far.
Yeah.
And why is it that she always putting their business out?
So she actually did this for the memoir, and the memoir it failed. It flopped. It's not even on the bestsellers list on anything. Like it's, hey, shout out. See, he will prevail. That's all I'm saying.
When the last time you seen her in anything?
Girl Trip, or was it Matrix?
No,
Matrix. Matrix. The last Matrix.
When was the last Matrix?
The last Matrix because Keanu came back and it was the last Matrix. She was in there. This was like
No, the last thing was Hawthorne because I said that I was talking about that the last time.
TV show.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think they got canceled too.
showed you. But it's
That's a domestic violence situation.
We really commend Will for not
putting his hands
on her because like she embarrasses him,
man.
Like no avail. Like it's just like, come on, dog. At some point, you gotta stand up for yourself.
I've heard them say before. Both of them say before, like they'll never.
Yeah, they'll never get a divorce.
Even if we have to live in two separate wings of the house, we'll never get a divorce. We're always gonna be connected and all that shit. But like at some point, my nigga, like, bruh, when you gonna tell her shut the fuck up? You ain't gotta put your hands on him, but he's like, dog, you killing this man the way you doing this man. Like, you got him looking like a sucker in so many different ways, bro. The level of disrespect is way too high for me. Situation like that, you just going out telling the world all our business like this and just, I don't know, that shit cold. When you do stuff like that, that's almost like you never really love this man.
Speaking of never love,
don't talk about Tyrese.
Yes, man. He got a new version of the song, and whoever's singing on that motherfucker singing, they ass off. It's the same chick, but I think she actually got a verse instead of like, oh my God. She sang that song. I was trying to find the song after that. I need to hear it again. I don't think you ever loved me. His ex-wife gave that exclusive on Hardly Initiated, whatever the fuck the other podcast is, right? And she was like, basically what Ray Bud said one of the times we were talking about having a disagreement. You should be able to have friends in your ear that for him, so that way when you're mad and you only see the bad, they help you see the good, bruh. She said if she'd have done that, it would have stopped her from going through with the divorce. I said, yo,
but it's still like, I don't believe this chick at this point.
I believe it.
I mean, I believe she has the people in her ear, but at the same time, it's like, you gonna let somebody that's enough. You let a nigga trick you out the street. He's like,
bro,
trick you out the street.
So
now you over here broken shit.
Not broke.
And now all of a sudden, I shouldn't have did that. Now y'all remorseful because now you coming up short on the money in.
But I'm gonna tell you, I honestly don't even know if it's the money because she still got. You can get paid off social media, and that's what she getting checks off of that.
Them two different checks, bro.
Hey, no, if you got the following, bro.
I feel you, but I don't believe that's the same as
she would point at herself.
I feel you, but that ain't the same as the type of money this man had coming in, bro.
So I get it.
Cause this nigga money go back to where he was 18 years old, bro.
His money go back to 15, 16 on the back of the Coca-Cola bus.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Come on. So it's like the way you did, you messed this boy up mentally. Like, nah, man, that was out of line for whatever reason. Like, he's never known the reason why she actually left. And now all of a sudden there was people in your ear telling you stuff.
But what I would say in that regards is that, we talked about the reasons why to leave, right? And so with domestic violence, because we had our girl who was on here on the Cougar episode, Go back and catch the Cougar episode. And another little caveat: we actually like about 100 episodes in, bro. I didn't even know that. I was like, I looked up. I had just uploaded like episode 90, and that was like. So I'm like, yeah, I think we had like about 105 episodes. So if you look at that episode with the Cougars, and they was running a hello, Marcus. Not
gonna pull up on you.
No, look, we ain't gonna talk about all the stuff she talked about.
That lady is wow.
Shout out to the homie though. She actually experienced domestic violence previously before we even had her on the show. And then she had an issue. It wasn't technically domestic violence, but she was beat up by a man, and he robbed her. This was, and you're aware that we talked or whatever. So the psychological effect that it has on people is crazy. But
and that wasn't even like a dating situation.
Nah.
That was just like just a bad situation.
It was a bad situation. Exactly.
Around, man.
Exactly.
I wish she was paying attention right now to call in and tell us about it, but
you know what? She might have been called in when no, she might have wanted to call in but couldn't hear us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want to call her right now because you wait there.
Hey,
no. Call her. Call it. I calling her.
She may want to tell her story.
Nah, she knew. She talking about she was gonna call in tonight. Let's see.
Here for it. We can hear the call.
You can. It's hooked up to the board.
Baby, what?
Yeah.
Got to warn you as soon as you get on from. Hey, you on the show?
Hey, you're on the show, right? We called you. You know you're on the show, right? Where you at? Where's right here? Oh, you at home? You got the Bible out, the scriptures? I'm just messing with you. What up? I didn't want to say I wasn't gonna say your name. Okay. Oh, we on the phone with Miss Diane, aka Candy. And she says she's the kind of candy that your mother didn't want you to have. That's what she said. Okay. It was the candy she didn't want you to have because once you get a hold of it, you ain't gonna want to let it go.
What are y'all doing?
We doing the podcast right now. We told you we was gonna talk about domestic violence tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
And we were just breaking down the demographics of domestic violence, right? 1 in 3 men, 1 in 3 women, 1 in 4 men, and quite frankly, the way it's reported is that Black women experience more domestic violence. They're 3 times more likely to experience domestic violence than the white counterparts. And I honestly we sat down and we talked and we were like, it's probably due to the fact because a lot of white women don't report.
No, it's their mouth.
Right, it's their mouth. That's like Black men choose white women because they don't talk. They don't talk, and we do. Mute. Yeah, they don't talk, and we do. Meaning they say we're gold diggers because we ask for this and that. But in other words, you can't get what you want if you don't ask for it. So we are more demanding of what we want and how we want it than they are.
But here's my thing. I think it is the mouth.
I think it's sass.
The sass, right? Because we were talking about
demanding what you want. It's just like the way y'all respond to things.
Exactly. Because we were saying
okay, because the way you said that, it takes a woman we have to be sassy to y'all to make y'all do the things that y'all need to do.
No. You don't think that's what y'all always believe.
I don't
but in actuality, the way that you communicate with a man, if you can tone that down and be a little more tender with him, you'll probably be more you'll be more willing to give you
okay more. that's because women are supposed to be seen and not heard. That's what you're meaning?
No.
They're supposed to be
no. What I'm saying is sometimes I gotta realize that this man love you. He's gonna see you in a different light that he sees anybody else. He's gonna let you do things that he's not gonna let any other woman do to him or say to him. But the thing is, the way we respond to women, you can't come at me with all the rah-rah thinking you're gonna get a good response.
Yeah.
Now, if you tone that down and talk to me like you talk to your friends and calm down.
We have to be more submissive in order.
Yes. Because listen, hear me out. Friendly, fit, feminine.
I don't think it's a submissive thing. I think you just know how to communicate.
But feminine. Walk in your femininity. Like you ain't got to be talking to me like Macho Man Randy Savage. You follow me?
Okay. Talk to me like you talk to the work.
You can't be yesterday Mr. John at work all day to come home and disrespect your man.
We do the things we supposed to do as a woman. Y'all still go out and cheat on us. We cook, we clean, we handle our business, and they still cheat.
See, now we getting out. Now.
So that's the same thing. That's the same thing. That's what you're saying.
We talking about communicating because see, at the end of the day,
men don't like to communicate. Y'all don't communicate. Very rare do y'all communicate.
Did I not say that on about 4 episodes ago? I said the biggest complaint that most women have about men is that we lack communication.
But respond well to the rah-rah. So when you get to doing the rah-rah and we not the type of nigga that want to try to put hands on people, we go ahead and I'm just going ahead and remove myself from the situation.
What if everything is not always rah-rah? It just y'all don't know how to communicate, period. It ain't about a rah-rah.
No.
V said it right in the comments. V in the comments said, if you communicate rough, then you get rough responses. That's true.
Okay, so if you disrespect a woman, they disrespect you. But everything on the cool is supposed to be respectful. You respect somebody and you want to be respected.
Now, I agree with that. You're right. If we respectful, keep it respectful. But women get
they get a little just because I know this man love me, he not gonna do nothing to hurt me. I'm finna go and get as sassy as I want to be. Or as some women just say like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck how he feel, how he think. This is just how I talk to people or how I'm gonna talk to you. So it's all about how you communicate.
But the key to reality as far as us women, when we shut down, y'all don't know what to think or what to expect. Yeah. So if you shut down and you want your man to do the way he should do or the things he want, just don't respond and watch how fast he don't know what to think or how to accept you when you don't respond.
No, wait. Can I take this? I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna let you piggyback off of it because I know when I say something, it's gonna draw it up in you, right? But so hold on. So the first thing is when a woman shuts down, right? As a man, and again, if a man loves you and he's truly in the, because I don't want to see you fucked up. If it's something that I can do to fix it, I'm going to try to fix it. But at the same time, if I've asked you a number of times, now I'm not going to put a definite number on it because everybody's number different.
Okay.
But if I've asked you enough to where I feel like, okay, I done asked you about this many times and you still ain't saying nothing, at this point, now the ball's in your court because I'm willing to try to communicate with you, yet you're not ready to. There you go.
Or you're not ready to. The thing about that is, I'm cool with you not being ready to communicate and all of that, but that has to be verbalized. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not Dionne Warwick.
Okay.
So in a situation where you just don't feel like talking, you need to be able to say, which this goes back to communication. Hey, at this point in time, I don't want to talk
men
about
Men don't like to have consistency. You do something with somebody. If you call me every night and say good night, you should continue to call me every night and say good night because men do not like to be consistent.
Man, at this age, I'm trying to be laying next to you. I ain't trying to be.
Okay, you still can lay next to me, but it's how you lay next to me. That means we have had a bad day.
Good night.
That means we have had a bad day. Y'all come home thinking y'all finna lay next to somebody. Did you ask how my day was? Did you ask, is everything okay? No, you just want to come to get to bed and lay down. That's what you just said.
Like you got a problem too.
Hold on. So Tony,
what it sound like to me?
And we got Tony in the building.
Nice to meet you, Miss Candy. I've heard nothing but good things about you. But all of this goes back to dating someone that you like. Because if I like you, I ain't gonna talk to you like that. I'm not. It's the same thing with domestic violence. Like Raybo was saying, like, he's not going to put his hands on this woman because he loves her.
He's not going to try. No. Very small instances.
Let me interact, okay? I'm gonna explain something.
You gonna read what?
Not interact.
So stop.
Okay. Because I'm a victim of domestic violence.
That's why we got you on the phone.
Okay, and I'm going through a real tough. It's real tough.
Right.
When I say that to say this, domestic violence come in a lot of forms. I'm a victim of domestic violence, but I'm not a victim in a relationship like my husband or my man or that kind of stuff.
That's what domestic violence is. That's the word domestic.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, that's not true. I'm going to explain. My husband, when I was married, was domestic violence, fighting, doing drugs and all that. Mm-hmm. October the 3rd, I was out at the bar. I was enjoying myself like I do. I'm a very popular person. I'm a very open person, and I have fun. So I have a good heart and a beautiful spirit. So I was drinking. I had been there like 2:00 having a good time. And this guy had seen me because he liked me, I guess, I'm assuming, but he wasn't somebody that's following me on Facebook. So this didn't happen. So as he proceeded to follow me, when he seen me, he was all excited about seeing me because I'm tall, whatever the case may be. Let's use that. So when he saw me, he asked me, did I remember him? And I did. So during that time, every time I went outside, he wanted to follow. So he followed me outside. I went back in. He followed me outside. I went back in. So then I was getting ready to go home. I had been there since 2. I was drinking, but I was never enough drunk to not make it home, okay? So as I was coming home, he asked if he followed to make sure I made it home. Me being a free spirit of a person that I am, I don't have a problem with you following me home, okay? So when he followed me home, he pulled in my driveway, and I got out the car and walked down the sidewalks in my apartment. And as I was walking down the sidewalk, I said, good night, thank you for following me home. I met him 3 years ago. We took a picture together. We never had sex. We never did anything. I never knew he even liked me because I don't like dark-skinned men. So as he proceeded to follow me, he got out of his car and he walked to my door and he said he needed to chill. So I let him chill in my house, right?
Right.
He was on some weird, or he was on some type of something because he was high than he was when he left the club. So at that time, he was pulling on me. I have real long blonde hair, platinum hair, and I'm bright-skinned. So he was pulling on me, and I said, don't do that. He continued to snatch my hair. I guess a lot of men be calling themselves choking or whatever this stuff that y'all do. So I said, I'm saying men. I didn't say certain men. So I said, don't do that, and I wanted him to leave. Immediately, he did it again, and I said, I am a victim of domestic violence from my husband. I said, I'm a victim of domestic violence, and you need to leave. Immediately, he grabbed me up under my chin. He snatched me from on the couch. He broke my eye socket, my cheekbone, my jawbone, and all that from between 8:00 or 9:00 until 11:00. And then after he beat me, he stole my iPod, my
computer, all that.
Yeah, he stole my laptop and all that, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's been a year. I had to have a wall reconstruction. I never thought, if you saw me looking at my face, I just thought it was a black eye or whatever. So I went to the emergency room and they said that he had multiple fractures. I was not in a relationship. I was not having sex. I had never been with him. I was just being a friend, a person of a friend. So that means anybody could follow you home, but it doesn't mean, or you don't expect that they're going to beat you and rob you. He could have just robbed me and took those things and I'd have been okay.
Right.
But he beat me over 10 times or more in my face on top of me, asking me where my gun was. I had a gun. I've never used it. I was scared of it because I'm a woman of God and I don't believe that you should shoot somebody. So instead of going in the kitchen to get the knife, he was on top of me and I couldn't get up. So as he was on top of me, beating me, saying all the things he said, bitch, where your gun, bitch, kill, and all that. I don't know how I got out of my house. God has spared my life. I ran upstairs and I called the police. As I proceeded to call the police, he was on my porch in front of my Ring Doberg camera. He was smoking. He was looking at the camera. He was in another world. He was in a zone like he didn't know nothing. So after he left and went down the sidewalk, he turned back and looked at my camera with all the things he had up under his arm. Also, he looked at the camera. He drove off before the ambulance came, right? So when the ambulance came, I was outdone that my face was bleeding, blood was everywhere, right? When he broke my nose socket, the veil.
Yeah.
If you look at me today, I tell you, I swear to God, God is so good. God saved my life. So my message is to you women that are going through domestic violence. When a man hits you, your man, not my man, because I don't have one. When a man hits you, he will hit you again. When a man tell you he love you, he feel like because he hit you, that is not love. But the way you get out is you got to do what I did. You got to trust God. You can't go call your girlfriend because we going to think it didn't happen. You got to get on your knees, find something to do. Or better yet, all you have to do is just say, God, help me. God, please, I need you. God saved my life. I'm a year today, 10 months into this month. You can't tell that I had surgery if I didn't tell you.
Yeah, you can't. No, I'm just messing with you. No, but
and all women, Chris, all women, they go back because they think that they love them and they're dead. I'm a living testimony because when I say this to say that he's out on bond. Yeah. They haven't done anything. The justice system, he's just still getting probation. Getting reset. I want to see justice because he didn't beat me like my husband beat me and my boyfriend beat me. It was attempted murder because he tried to kill me.
He did. He was asking where the gun was. I'm pretty sure if you gave it to him,
if I'd have been in my mind and said my gun in the drawer, he'd have left me for dead. Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
So women, don't be afraid to go to God, but when you get out and then they call you and they tell you they love you, you come back, they kill you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so now I'm scared for my life because I think he would kill me if he saw me.
So to your point, one, as you were just looking it up, domestic violence, a lot of people want to associate it with it being in a relationship, but here's the funny part. If it happens in the home, just period, in the home.
Yes.
With
domestic violence.
With a spouse or partner.
I mean, hey, you can get by on many technicalities. But the other thing is that
he's never been with me. Exactly. They called it domestic violence to a family member so the charges could be raised. The pictures that I took, that police took, the state picked it up because of all the fractures he did in my face.
Right. So when
a man, as your boyfriend beat you, it ain't right. When a woman put her hands on you, it's not right. So the system is where men beat women and women beat men. It's equal. If you put your hands on a man, you're going to go to jail. All he have to do the same thing as we do is call the police. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing, and that's one of the things we were talking about. As men, if we suffer domestic violence, a lot of us are not going to call the police. We struggle with that because a lot of us don't even want to go get therapy, right? So we struggle with the fact of not wanting to call the police because of how it looks. Yeah, man, I called the police on her. She pulled her. I had a homeboy. He was so my homeboy. We were staying together like in 2010, 09, somewhere in there. He had this chick he was dating. I don't know what happened. We lived in a roommate style apartment. He had his side, I had my side. Mm-hmm. So I seen him come in with this bad chick. I'm like, oh. I say, bro, what's with it? And he was like, nah, we'll do woo. They go in the room. Go in my room, close the door. Mind my business. Next thing I know, no.
Rumbling.
The door opens up. I'm thinking, old girl leaving. No, his girl came home. World War III broke out, bro. And then I opened the door.
I would have closed it door back.
And I see her with the knife. I'm like, oh, Jim. And he was like, okay, chill. Yeah, she stuck him a couple times, bro.
Okay, let me elaborate on therapy. Everybody don't get therapy because of two reasons. You said therapy. You said how people get therapy. Everybody don't get therapy for a reason. Let me tell you the reason. The reason that they don't get therapy, two reasons. It costs. It's not free. That's number one. And number two, I'm sharing this with you because I'm undergoing therapy, and I'm telling you something. It does not work because of the abuse that I had to endure. It does not work. I can't sleep. I have not been able to see him in my sleep, but I just want to know. All I want to know, can I ask you this? What made him beat me for no reason at all, of no relationship, no contact? What would you say? Why did he beat me like that?
We don't have an answer.
I don't have. Only he has that answer.
Only he has the answer for that.
Telling us about.
Okay, he said he was under the influence of alcohol.
Like that on something else.
Yeah.
Alcohol ain't gonna make you get like that. It had to be something else. Had to be something else from what you were saying. Staring out.
And this was a stranger?
No.
Okay, I had met him.
But then, like,
hold on, let me go back. I had met him in 20. I'm model for the Red Rooster, and I had met him in 16 or 17 or whatever. And he was from San Antonio. I hadn't seen him since. I gave him my phone number. He never called. I never called him. We took a couple of pictures. So he was actually a stranger, but I trusted him because I met him 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I took a picture, and I didn't think anything of it. As a woman, I'm human and I'm not perfect. I have brought guys home as friends, whether we end up being lovers or end up sexual. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've done that. But nobody has never beat me, first of all. Those that have came home are attracted to me. We have had intercourse. We have done all that. I am 60 years old, and I look very young for my age. So men approach me from all over the world, 5'5", 5'2", 5'4". I meet all the little men. The tall men are intimidated because I have long legs and I wear platinum hair. So the situation is different. Everybody likes their own preference. But him, I can't tell you that he liked me. I can't tell you that he had been following me. I don't know. All I can tell you is I just want to go before the jury and the judge and show all the pictures. And I just want to know, why did he beat me? I just want him to tell me, why did he think it was okay to put his hands on me? And once I do that, I'll be free.
No, I don't.
I don't think that's going to resolve it either.
I wouldn't put that on.
It'll give you a sense of closure, but it's not going.
I think closure is bullshit.
I said a sense of closure. I didn't say it was going to completely absolve everything that transpired.
Can you, Rayburn? I feel you. You said bullshit. How can you say? How can you say, Chris, it's going to give you a sense of closure when they went close to my brain? I have titanium placed in my head. I had to cut off all my hair.
Candy, you said you wanted to know. You wanted to know.
I do.
That's your sense of wanting closure.
Ask the man that did something like that to you why he did it. To me, you hit it on the nose earlier when you said God brought you through that. And you're here today, right? So yes. You questioning God on why it happened. It could.
No, it's not. No, listen, Rayburn. Rayburn, it's not
questioning. It's Ray Bud with a D.
Ray Bud.
There you go.
Rayburn, it's not a question. Listen to me.
You said you want to know why is a question.
Hold on. He told the DA that he was under the influence of alcohol. So my thing to you is, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Why did you take it upon yourself to put your hands on me when I wasn't bothering you?
Look, the world may never know. You just have to be thankful that you're still here.
Yeah.
And you use that testimony of what happened to you and how you made it through that to keep other women from getting in situations like that. To me, it's
okay, but how would you do it? How would you suggest I do that? How can I keep other women when women say my man didn't hit me and he did, or women say my man only hit me one time and then they're dead? You see?
No,
I'm never gonna hear Rayburn.
I think I'm not to put any blame on you or anything like that, but in a situation like that, you letting this man follow you home was a bad idea.
Let's be honest.
That was a bad idea. Not to put the blame on
you. You know why? Ray, I wouldn't say that. Listen to her.
Ray.
Aura.
Okay, whatever. Ray, I wouldn't say that. You know why?
Why?
I don't know what your situation is. Let me clarify that. You are a man, and out of all your life, you could never say that you went to a woman's house that you don't know on the first night. You can never say that you had an affair with a woman that you didn't know. So everything is different. It wasn't a night of fun.
Yeah, so I probably did do something like that.
Okay, so you can't condemn.
Even then, in those situations, I would be nervous going into these people's house. I wasn't going into their house without a pistol on me.
Correct.
So in a situation like that, I'm just putting it in the perspective of if that was my daughter. I would tell my daughter, hell no, you don't let no nigga follow you home.
Period.
I'm not trying to,
but
like
again,
I'm
back
not
up
trying to
again.
put blame on you, but I'm telling you,
okay, but you can't. Listen, you can't, because let me tell you something. No matter whether he came home to text me, he had no right. I don't care what nobody say. He had no right to put his hands on me. So what I'm saying to you is, if I trust you, Ray, right now, if I trust you, and I'm out drinking with you and
somebody you met in 2016 for one time.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't. I'm sorry.
I met him I was with him all night. Like, we were talking and drinking and
with him or trusting him. What time of night?
I understand what you're saying about meeting him and you were talking to him. Y'all was having a good time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in a general situation, that's not a safe thing to do. That's what I'm trying to
say. But life is a chance that we take. What I'm trying to tell y'all not listening.
Lower the chances of something happening.
We all listen to me, you lady and you two men. We all are not perfect. That's one. We all have been home with somebody. I don't care if you thought you knew him for a year. I don't care if you thought you knew him for a month. I don't care how long you thought you knew him. You got a lot of sex offenders out here. You got a lot of pedophiles. You got a lot of hoes like that.
And that's
you look at a man and tell he's a molester. Can you look at a man and tell he's a molester? You can't. And I'm saying this to you and to those that are listening. Don't try to judge a book by the cover if you've not read the pages. I thought exactly what I said. Follow me home to make sure I made it home. Not anything else.
So how did you get up to the door and in the door? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so he's at the door.
She said what happened. She said that he got there and then he asked if he'd come in and she said yeah.
Blame me. I hope the nigga got everything that he deserved in and out of jail, if you ask me. But what I'm saying is sometimes we do things hoping that this person's gonna tell us something that's gonna make us feel better about the situation. What I'm trying to explain to you is there's nothing that he's gonna be able to say that's gonna justify what he did to you.
Right.
That's all I was trying to say from the beginning. So all I'm saying is thank God that you're still here. Thank God that you was able to get the service.
Okay, but look what you just said. I don't trust men. I would never allow another man to follow me home.
I mean, I
don't drink anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't go out anymore. So he took my life from me because I'm scared, because I don't know you. Nobody else.
He only took your life if you let him take your life.
Right.
In a situation
took
like
my
that,
life because of what he did.
Listen to me.
How can I trust?
How can I trust? Relax. How can you trust? All you gotta do is pray.
I do that faithfully.
You can't just pray one time and think it's gonna get done to you. Sometimes you gotta actually get to a point to where you'll get to a point to where you're okay, but it's not gonna be overnight. I know it's been a year, but sometimes that's not even long enough. You'll get to the point to where you can move around and go out and do all the things that you feel like you want to do.
Let me ask you a question. Because I'm a woman of God, do you think that I don't forgive him because of what he did? I have to forgive in order to move on, but I don't forget. I can't forget. I can't tell you if I saw him in court tomorrow that I'm gonna be his friend. You see? So
look, you can forgive a nigga, but you ain't gotta be a friend. I mean, God said you gotta forgive, but that don't mean you gotta be this nigga friend.
Okay. This guy has been doing this for a living. He's from San Antonio. The day he robbed me, he robbed somebody else in Galveston. So this is not his first time, and this is something that his MO, this is something that he does for a living. It's his MO.
All I'm saying for you, hey, get whatever help it is that you need to get that peace back in your life.
I've had therapy. I've had therapy for 6 months, and they talking about the same thing. Guess what they talking about?
Here's the thing: with therapy, it's not a time. Yeah, it's the same thing as we just discussed earlier. Like, you can't put a definitive measure on something, right? And I love how you said that therapy it's not always affordable. a lot of people just have to be able to seek certain resources because there's affordable therapy out here. Like people do therapy for free. And then with you being a victim of domestic violence, they had all those resources that they offered to you. So
I have insurance, and my insurance pays for everything. Right. So right now, the state says that he does not have to pay me restoration. What is it called? He don't have to pay that. He don't have to pay to wear the monitor. They took the monitor off. He don't have to pay for none of that. So it's like they gave him a slap on the hand. It's okay that you did it. His DA is saying that this is his first time, so give him probation. The state is saying they offered him 8 years and he turned it down. So at this point, he can go 1.5 years and they haven't did anything yet. I mean, so I'm moving because I don't feel safe. Work, unfortunately. There you go. So what happens if he come back
and still get out on bail and be out?
What happens if he come back? What happens if he come back and kill me because he got caught?
You take measures to where that things like that don't happen again. Like you gotta keep your eyes open and you gotta move.
The laws say if somebody come to your house, you can't shoot them. You gotta pull them in your house to kill them.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. If you shoot them in the
you can't shoot a nigga in the back. Nigga at your doorstep and
you can shoot him. Yeah. Just like
if you want to.
What was it? We talked about this.
The police told me you gotta pull them in your house. You cannot shoot them outside.
See what I say. That man come to your house, you can shoot that man.
Exactly.
Trust me.
Example, your boy that the white dude, the Hispanic dude that killed that black dude at the Mexican restaurant right here in Gessner.
Oh yeah.
He didn't do no jail time.
What? It was a black dude that he killed, but it was a Hispanic dude that shot him. No,
the black dude had a BB gun. He didn't have a real gun. And so the man took upon himself to shoot him, and he didn't shoot it one time. He shot him more than one time and killed him.
And do you know he did no jail time?
No.
That's what I'm saying. And he wasn't protecting his house. He wasn't protecting.
He was protecting himself and everybody in there.
There you go.
That's how they gonna take it.
That's how they took it.
And you already know him to be a threat. You can kill this man, but that's a whole nother. Like I wouldn't be scared. I don't think he gonna be dumb enough to do nothing like that. To be honest with you. But just you take that.
There you go. You never know because he know where I live. You know my car.
You prepare yourself for situations like that. I think if you throw yourself into some gun training classes, keep going to that.
I got a gun. I don't need to be trained. I'm gonna shoot that son of a bitch. The gun been in my drawer for a minute, baby. Let me tell you something about me. I'm out in a club. If I see no law, I'm sorry. If he outside by my car and I look on my camera, he can't explain that I was coming to say hi. He can't explain nothing. I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker and I'm gonna play crazy because they think that
I'm gonna tell you why. You just incriminated yourself with this right here. Because now it's premeditated. Okay. Hey, you can't do that.
Do him, that's still premeditated.
No. So look, if you say, because you already laid the game plan out, you said you're gonna play crazy and all that. So if you go to get ready to try and do that, and they subpoena this right here, hey, you out of there.
You don't care what you talking about. I don't care what nobody's talking about. He beat the life out of me, and I got scars.
He beat the life out of you. You still here?
Yes, he did.
No. You still here? He beat the life out of you.
But I'm really not. I'm being only because I'm strong by God. God says no weapon, no harm formed against you. But my mind is not. My mind, I wonder when I look in the mirror at me every day. I have a scarf under my eye. They cut me in my mouth behind my jaw. He broke my jaw. They had to take my teeth out of my mouth. So you don't understand. I told the therapist, you have never been beaten by a man the way you did, so you can't explain, you can't say how I feel. You have to know how I feel. You have to been through this. You haven't. A man slap you in the back of your eye, that's nothing. I'm talking about somebody that bust my nose, broke my cycle, broke my jaw.
She had orbital fractures. She had jaw fractures. She had nose fractures. So she.
It placed in my head close to my brain. They had to go close to my brain. I had a tube in my knee, in my leg, in my ankle. I had tubes all over the place. But guess what? I survived because I'm a woman of God. I pray, I trust God. I witness to other people about God. You can't say what somebody won't do if you haven't been through it. But because I've been through it, I got a testimony, a New Testament, all those things that you can call it, to tell somebody. There are some people that are scared to open their mouth. There's no way that nobody can go on Facebook and go live and tell the story. I told it because I witnessed God wants me to witness to other people so that they can experience what to do. I tell you, my husband, he slapped me, he might have hit me, but he never beat me the way that God beat me trying to kill me. When he broke my nose, my eye socket, and all those things, I thought that I would never make it. You see what I'm saying? So God is good. God did heal me, but my mind is not where it is because it's only been a year.
So here's what I'm going to say about it. I'm glad you said that. It has been a year, right? And a lot of times, because of the trauma that's associated with whatever you go through, it takes a while to get over that. Like, you can't just compartmentalize that and come up with a speedy resolution and say, oh, we're going to do this, and after 6 months of therapy, this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. You may end up needing psychotropic medication to be able to get over the situation. You may, it may
your mind longer to heal than it does your body.
There you go.
A lot of times, like, you got to think about it like this. When athletes, let's say when they break their leg or so, when they get back in the game, it takes them a long time to actually get back to their old self.
Yeah, because
it ain't got nothing to do with the body.
Right.
It's all in your mind.
Right.
So it's not gonna happen overnight. You just got to take the time and do the work to get you back to where
Indeed,
you want to be.
V. This episode is deep. That's why we was going. October is Domestic Violence Month. We wanted to make sure that we got some. We really took the time to really talk about it tonight. Like, we ain't want to. We didn't want to treat it like it was that $40 action, just in and out.
I appreciate.
We gave it its due diligence.
I feel that in time I will feel safe, but it's just it's like I was violated. I'm alive, I am, and I trust God. I do. Trust me, believe me, I do. But to feel violated and to not be able to understand and not to be able to move on, I can't trust men. I can see a man right now. He could be the man from God for me. I'm scared of men. I'm scared. I just can't trust every man that I see because of what happened to me. So talking on the phone, as soon as they mention that word, I wouldn't have beat you like he did. That hurts.
It triggers you, right? But see, but of course, because if me knowing that you went through that, I should not even have that in my repertoire when we have conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's automatically going to trigger you. That's somebody that's being insensitive. That's somebody who
that's a toxic.
That's a toxic.
You know, somebody been through something like that. You don't want to try to throw it in their face and try to scare them with it.
Not even scaring, but you're trying to put them at ease by using something that they would. No, like you. This is not one of those things where your word choice or you have to lead by your actions in this one. So if you don't intend to do it, just don't do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Don't even bring it up. It's kind of it's.
So how do I tell a man that's just liking me or trying to like me? How do I say I'm a victim of domestic violence? Or how do I say I don't want to talk to you because? Or how do I shut down? Which one am I doing? Am I doing all three?
It sounds like
you do whatever you're comfortable with. If you're not in the headspace to be talking to nobody, then you're just not in the headspace to do that.
Because V said,
I think that, for me, that should be
the pain you're carrying is hurting. Take it day by day. Jamie said, right, if you say I wouldn't beat you like he did, so you basically saying you'll beat me, just not to the extent of the fractures.
So,
okay, also my things on Facebook, they bless me, they've been there, but the women are calling me saying that somebody said that he said that she said that I was having an affair. I don't sleep with everybody I meet. That's number one. Number two, I trusted the wrong person. I trusted the wrong person.
That was all I was trying to get you to see earlier. Like, You trusted the wrong person. You made a mistake, and unfortunately, you had to learn a big lesson from that mistake. But the blessing in it all is that you're still here. That's the biggest thing. And I would take that part of it and run with it. The fact that you're still here after all of that and all that trauma, you're still here. Now the mental part of it, like I said, that's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take some time to get over that, and you may not get over it, but God will make it to where you can get through it. So take your time. And once it's time for you to get on another level with another man, or however that's gonna go, you'll get there. But right now, you gotta heal your mind. Your
okay, so what do I tell my viewers? I went on Facebook Live yesterday because a lady called me and she said it came up on a memory and she didn't know that it happened. So when she called me, she was crying, and I was trying to explain to her, let me see what's wrong with you. I said, how are you? I mean, I hadn't heard from you or nobody in a year, right? So I began to preach the gospel to her about what's going on with her. I said, I want you to, you've been in the hospital. I said, let's pray, or let me pray with you. And I said, I hope you get better. And then she was crying. And I was like, I never knew all the Facebook fans and family and the friends that I have out of the 5,000 followers. I never knew that I was that popular, that everybody loved me, because everybody has called, they have reached out to me, but then they turn around saying, Ray, it was my fault. I should have knew better. But again, I was drinking. I was watching the football game. I'm a football fan. I'm a cheerleader. I've been a dancer. I've done all that. And nobody has never even gave me a clue that they would do that. You see? So I try to say with the spirit, I trust people from what I see. Does that sound right?
I hear what you're saying, but what I keep saying is, hey, you made it through.
And the best thing that you can do is just be honest and transparent with people, because there's nothing to be honest, and when dealing with a situation like this, you need to be able to tell people from the beginning, this is what you've been through. And with it being something that's recent, you still might be suffering like PTSD from it, right? So they have to be able to know, like, you at one point, and I hate to go as graphic as this, but at one point you might have been into some kinky sex, right? But at this point, it's like, if somebody do something and it
may trigger
you. Exactly.
Okay,
I have a question.
Okay.
And I'm with Rayburn on this. I'm not pointing any fingers of blame or anything, but
go ahead.
Good. Okay, so do you remember or recall, because you did say you were drinking throughout the night, because you said y'all was together all day and there was no flirting, there was none of this stuff going on before? I'm saying that night, was there none of that?
Superstar, and my car was parked, and we had parked behind him. He seen me. He was excited. I'm saying I have beautiful skin. Everybody love me when they see me. Women hate me. So when he saw me, he had goals in his mouth. I knew him very well. So when he saw me, I was like, hi. I didn't need him to buy me a drink because I'd already been drinking. I didn't need anything from him. So as I said, he pursued me and stayed there and watched. So I feel like it was a motive or it was a plan. But they're saying they're saying because I post sexy pictures, I have cleavage, I love me, I love my body, I love me. They're trying to say because that he probably wanted me so bad and didn't know how to get to me. So that's what he did instead, because he couldn't have me. But I don't see it that way. I just think that somebody.
The why doesn't even matter.
Right.
The fact is that the nigga was wrong and out of line, and he should have never put his hands on a woman. Especially the way, and that's just period. Like, the why doesn't matter. It was just wrong.
Right.
Like, that's just it. Like, to me, a lot of times with men, with us, it's more straight to the point. It's like, nah, like, nigga, that's a no-no. Like, he shouldn't have even did that. Period. Whatever it is, you infatuated with it, he like you. All of that, none of that really matters. The fact of what he did that to you is wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's just all. And I just think you need to take time, like your body is healed. At this point in time, you need to take time to make sure your mind is healed.
I think that he thought there was a connection, and I could be wrong. He thought there was a connection by how much time was spent and the previous meeting in 2016 or 2017. He thought there was a connection, and he tried to open that door with the "let me follow you home, making sure you're okay." But when he hit you with the "can I come in," at that point, his mind probably automatically transitioned into something was going to happen. And when he initiated it didn't happen, I think he reacted off of that, which is totally wrong. I'm not saying it's right, but that's totally wrong.
Let me share this, Ray, because you said, Chris, I don't know which one. Okay, you said that I could have been into some kinky or some freaky stuff or whatever, right?
That was me.
Okay, let me take you here. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm active. I'm me. I'm whatever, right? I was dating a guy, and we're having fun and just having fun or whatever, right? Prior to, I was married 8.5 years. I've been divorced 14, and he was doing drugs, and he was somebody from high school, and he was breaking my eyes or whatever, right? So that didn't bother me as much as this. So my guy friend is 6'4" and I'm 6 feet, and we were playing, laying around the bed and all that, right? So I didn't know anything about this until now. A lot of you men are infatuated with this thing called choking. So we were both playing, having whatever.
So, Candy, I gotta say, it's not a lot of men.
It's the women.
So they don't do what the woman want them to do.
Right.
Okay, let me back it up here. Okay, so he thought that I was one of those chicks because everybody said I look young. He thought I was one of those chicks while we were playing around, watching movies and all that I was going to be one of those chicks he can choke. So immediately he grabbed me by my neck, choking me, right? So what happened was I had a flashback. Immediately,
exactly.
I mean, I'm talking about immediately. I said, if you don't get your hands off of me, he was like, I'm sorry, what's wrong? What's wrong? I could have told him then that I was a victim, but I didn't. So what I did was I said, it's time for you to leave, because he said, I'm sorry. I thought you was one of those chicks that you like that. My girlfriends tell me right now, they love a man to choke them. They love a man to pull their hair.
Pull your hair. That's like almost, that's like a common thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because these little short things get pulled.
Like if you having sex from behind,
hold on, Candy. Hold on.
Friends.
Talking about somebody pulling on her Jada Pinkett fade and shit. Now, come on now.
These little strands get. Baby, what's her name? Candy, baby. These little strands get pulled.
I'm done.
Candy, thank you for sharing with us. I really hope you completely heal though, and I hope that nigga get exactly what he deserves. But I appreciate you answering the phone and telling us your story.
Because like I said, I was able to open the door, go upstairs, and it took me a minute before the surgery because I thought that I was just gonna have a surgery where you go in and you go to sleep and that's it. But I was out for 6 hours. I had to go to Texas City and Galveston.
Because your brother took you, right?
He dropped me out, but he never came back and got me. And the reason why, because my mother didn't like me. He told my mom what happened, and she didn't want him to come back and get me. So I had to find somebody on Facebook to come and pick me up because my mother.
That's crazy.
I've always been. I look like my mom. I've always been the black sheep. So when I found my mother dead, that's bothered me too. My mom just died 4 months ago. Right, so when I found my mom dead, I just wanted to make peace. I was asking God. She had a stroke. I went to the hospital. I wanted to make peace so that I could go on. But I'm peaceful now because I don't have to be bitches and hoes and all that because that's what I've been all my life. So that's another part that I'm struggling with that because, when you lose your mom, it ain't.
And so that's the other part, though. So again, that's more trauma compounded on top of the trauma that if you ain't even got over that, now you have to figure out how to deal with both of these life-changing incidents in the same period of time. In a short period of time. It's gonna take you a while to be able to process that. But me and Ray Bud is always here, but we gonna try and put a cap on this thing tonight. so we can start wrapping it up. Huh?
I appreciate you having me on the show.
No, not a problem.
Ray, y'all take care. Keep me in prayer. If anybody needs to me,
and
I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Snapchat.
It's the text number for domestic violence. If you can't get to the 1-800, you can text START. Like the numbers spell out START. It's 88788. Okay, so.
But what about those that are scared to do that? How do you tell them to don't be afraid? How do you tell them as a man to not to be afraid to call that number? Because when you call that number, let me explain. When you call that number, they say we're gonna take you in and we're gonna get you safe. And then when he called on the phone, he say, "I love you. You please come home." And you're thinking that he's loving you, go home, and then you're dead.
Well,
because of that.
And you're right. A lot of people don't get to make it because on average it takes 21 times before you successfully leave a domestic violence situation. And a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people die. But it's the sad truth of it is that you can only help the people who want to be helped. Because if you get to court and he didn't do this, because a lot of people when domestic violence situations, they recant. They will say it right now in the heat of the moment, and then when you get down to the court, when you got to press charges.
Even though I don't believe, let me trust you right quick. I know he knows that I'm ready, but I don't believe he's gonna come back and mess with me. I don't. But those other women, we got kids for these men. They might not even be on drugs. Okay, you might have came home and had a bad day. You might be sleeping with other women, and you come home and beat me, and I think it's okay. So what I'm saying to them is, yes, the hotline is there. I mean, for a year I've been supported. They have supported me. Only the DA's office. You feel me?
Right.
Because of the. But you gotta be able to tell somebody that you can trust. If I'm your friend and you're my friend, say, hey, if I tell you this, don't tell nobody. And when they come to you and they tell you they're eating on them, don't take them away. Don't turn them away. Tell them that
you see Johnny coming.
Get some help. Try to get them some help. Try to give them the numbers or whatever you can, because it's real. Domestic violence is real, and a lot of women don't make it.
You're right.
I'm being honest. I want to go on the news and let them know that there is help. If I had the funds, and God will probably bless me later on, I want to open up and help women that want to know how I got out. I got out because I prayed. I trust God. I talk to God before I talk to friends. Friends will be there for a moment, but when my husband was beating me, they swore for God it didn't happen. And when I got tired, I called the laws. I put him in jail 6 or 7 times. The last time I couldn't take it anymore. So when you get tired, you're gonna know you're tired. Nobody knows when you're tired, but you.
Right.
That is so true. That's a powerful statement. What you just said. That's very powerful. When you're tired, that's when you're gonna do something about it.
Yep.
You're the only person know that you're tired.
And this is one of the things that when I used to work with. I'm sorry, it's the comments. So.
Okay. Right. I want to tell
you when I was working with a lot of these, because I advocate for a lot of social services, right? And so one of the things we would tell people is that, when they decide to get ready to leave, they need to make sure that they have because it happens too often. They'll pack their bags and get ready to go, and then they get to that door and they stop. And then a lot of times domestic violence situations are about control. So
okay, when you say that, listen to this. To the audience that's laughing, it's fun. It's nice to laugh because laugh is good. But if you've never been in that shoes or those shoes, you can't say that. But what you can say is when you get to that door and you say you're leaving, leave all that stuff behind. You can always start over. The system will help you. I mean, when I tell you the system will help you, they will help you find housing. They will help you find a shelter. They will help you do all that. But when you go back, the law says this. If you go back, ain't nothing we gonna do because we tried to help you and you went back. You see what I'm saying? So don't let the fear And don't let love, because love will make you do some crazy things. Love is crazy. Love is a 4-letter word. Love is I love you, but I can love you and don't mean it. So don't listen to the love. Listen to your heart and listen to your mind. When you're tired, you're going to know you're tired. Men are going to beat you until they kill you. I am alive.
I wouldn't say they're going to, because now you making blanketed statements. But I tell you what we're going to do, Candy. I'm going to get with you. I'm going to make sure you get plugged in with this advocacy group. So that way you can help mentor some of these women and you know, you can be a muse. You know what I'm saying? So somebody can be able to hear your story, and that way you can be able to give back. And then it might they'll be able to help you start
healing yourself.
A nonprofit. And a lot of times that does happen. When you help somebody else it'll start to help you heal. So yeah.
Right.
But we gonna I'm gonna get at you a little later. Let me wrap this up.
Good night, and I love y'all.
Nice to meet you.
Each and every one of you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So I would, one of the things that we would tell people when we were telling them that they were gonna leave, make sure you had your plan together, right? Okay, so because you're not always, you got to make sure you're prepared, because a lot of times in domestic violence situations, it is a controlling thing, right? He's gonna. It was a case I was involved in. This dude had the woman's ID the day of court, right? Like I said, and black dude, white chick, and so yeah, right. To further make matters worse with the stats, right? So he came and hit me with the brother talk. You know, hey, what's going on, brother? You know, no, you can't be biased, but I need some info about you. So
play the game.
So I'm talking to him, and I said, okay, well, let me go rap with her real quick, and I'm gonna get back with you. And so I said, so ma'am, you know, did you have this? I can't even find a job. He has my ID. He has my ID, bro. I go back to him. I said, yeah, man. So you know, I'm trying to chop her, and I say, she said you got her ID. This motherfucker pulled her ID out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Gave me an ID so I could take that so she go get a job. Control.
Yeah, it's control, but it's more.
Or she could have been lying.
No, how was she lying? He pulled it out.
Yeah, but at the same time, in a situation like that, he didn't already got to a mental.
Exactly.
That's all it is, because it's just your ID. You can go online and get another one.
But see, how much trouble do you have to go through? Because when you don't have your ID,
clicks.
No. When you don't have your ID, if let's say you don't have all these other documents, because think about how hard it is for some of these people. Like,
I just had to get a new ID the other day.
But you're looking at, because you got to remember, I work in that industry, right? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people, and I don't want to call them stupid. So, but it's a lot of people who don't have the common knowledge about, because they need they need people to hold their hand with them through certain things. They don't, like, literally the simplest thing, bro. I was dealing with this one case, right? And this chick had kids. She was in a domestic violence situation, and I was like, "Baby girl, you gonna have a mental breakdown." And I said, you need to make, like, how old is your daughter? Daughter was like 3. I said, you qualify for pre-K 3. Why are you not enrolling this child in school so you can at least get break from one kid, at least for 4 hours? Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that. Again, now you over here giving your pussy out and all this other stuff and everything else, right? But you don't know these people that and this another thing I tell people. I tell women this all the time. All the women that I've counseled and everything, or not even try to be a servant to help them out. Yo, you can't be sexing on somebody who ain't gonna do nothing for you. And you in a situation, you out there bad because I'm here. So now, so if I'm telling you, if I'm telling you that all these people that are around you and not one of them said this to you, you need to start reevaluating your circle.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Because there's no way you qualify for this and you're not even utilizing it. And that's the same stance. If I know you don't know how to do something, I can take advantage of you. I can control the situation. I can keep you where I need to keep you in order to keep control of the situation. And that's really what it all boils down to, bro. But it's really like domestic violence sometimes is a mental illness to a degree, because it's people who are not, who don't have the knowledge or the ability to, because they're giving away their power. And now
it's like a pimp to a hoe. That's basically what it is. I mean,
exactly.
It's more of a mental thing than anything, man. Like, he got you believing
exactly
everything. You can't make a move without him. That's why basically you gonna make the money and I'm gonna be your bank.
Don't hold on, ho. You're thinking too much. I do the thinking for you.
That's what they always do. That's my job.
Yeah.
Look, hey, like I keep saying, love yourself, because if you love yourself enough, you'll get to where you can figure out some things where you think you can't. If you only just love yourself enough. Sometimes people pour more of themselves into somebody else and they forget about themselves. So if you just get to the point where you love yourself enough, it's kind of like when I see people that like, you see some women and men that's always with a different, well, you know, with men would it be sometimes, but you see these single women that's always with a different man. You're like, dang, why is it like, why you can't stay with a man when it's like, no, sometimes I just tell women like, why don't you like be with yourself for a while, get to know yourself, get yourself to a place to where you're not so dependent on a man, to where a man can't put you in a position to where now you down bad because you ain't got him no more.
I like that.
Now the man is just an option and not a need. So love yourself, man.
Some women don't want to be in a relationship and they do that too.
What else you got over there, Chris?
No, I was making sure that I put the information out there because, you know, some people don't listen. At least you'll be able to hear, you'll be able to see that we put it out there. Hey, look, if you can't call a 1-800, if you can't, that's too many numbers, you in a disarray, you'll be able to remember at least 88-788. You can't mess that up. So again,
that's good information.
Because people forget, like, not having the resource. I don't know the 1-800. I don't remember the 1-800. Right. I can remember, because you know most motherfuckers text anyway. I can remember 88-788. It spells start.
You could text so much.
I know Google, but again, we look at how many people, no matter how more advanced we get, people still get dumber and dumber. Or they don't.
Smartphones making us dumb.
Yes. So again, I just want to make sure that I put the information out there. It was accessible, and that you know, hopefully this video reached somebody who needed to hear a lot of this information that we discussed tonight. Man, like Ray Bud said, love yourself. And oh God, I don't know why, but after my grandfather's funeral today, I was thinking of Love Yours. Oh God, like,
hey man,
it's a great song. Like,
listen to that.
It's J. Cole. No such thing in this life that's better than yours. No such thing. Man, I can't. But appreciate what you got. We ain't always in the best space. We ain't always, you know, everything can't always be up, lit, and everything else. But eventually, if you keep your head down, you stay on the straight and narrow, you'll get to the point where, you know, you'll have your season. So we're going to wrap it up tonight. And I'm going to leave you with these words. In life, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're elevated and celebrated. 4 Kings Podcast, ENT. We're out.